Hi guys, welcome to Crazy Burger. So it's official, the Tomb Raider collection is coming to Evercade. We're getting Tomb Raiders 1, 2 and 3. The official announcement is here. So let's have a look at some of the details. Also, we're going to look at an FAQs that's been released regarding some of the questions asked about the new consoles that were announced yesterday. So without further ado, let's get stuck into the video. Okay, so it's official, the Tomb Raider Collection 1 is coming to Evercade in July. Also going to be bundled as part of the Evercade EXP-R and VS-R bundles. I'm not really sure if they're going to sell them separately. Hopefully they will, because I think if you want your hands on both of them, you really don't want two Tomb Raider collections, or maybe you do, I don't know, probably not, but let's hope they sell them separately as well. Solace bundles, I hope. So let's have a look at some of the information that they put here. Obviously they're delighted to announce this will be the first new Giga format cart. So all three all three Tomb Raider games will be on the one cart. Now it won't be remastered versions that we've seen recently on the Xbox, PlayStation sort of thing, but I believe they have made some tweaks to the actual games. So hopefully it's not just a straight ROM dump, so to speak. So they have made some tweaks, but it will not be remastered versions of the Tomb Raider games, which is fine with me. I quite like the sort of janky look of some of the old style games. That's how we played them at the time, and I guess that's really what Evercade is all about for me. If you want to play the remastered versions and the smoother looking ones, then by all means go get the Xbox versions. Just a shame if you have already bought those versions, there's probably not a real great need to actually collect these now, but thankfully I actually held back. I just thought, I don't know, I had the instinct feeling that we might even get these on Evercade. Don't know why, but I just decided to hold back, and here we go. We will be able to play these on your Evercade handhelds or VS, and obviously the original handheld, or even the Super Pocket as well, if that's how you play your games. So yeah, I've obviously will play these games separately in another video, and I'll give you my thoughts. But one of the best things about these games, I've already played them and completed them many years ago, so it'll be good to revisit them. Obviously know quite a lot about the Tomb Raider games, having played lots of the different versions over the years. And enjoyed all of them. Now I know they're not everyone's cup of tea, not everyone likes the Tomb Raider games, which is absolutely fine, but for me I absolutely loved them. They were right up my street. Enjoyed the platforming, the shooting. Obviously they were quite janky, especially the first one, and they obviously changed a few things as they went through the different collections. But yep, they'll all be the PlayStation versions, I believe, that we will get in July, and they will be bundled with the Evercade VS-R and EXP-R, and they will retail $19.99 or $99, so something like that, and they will be up for pre-order on April the 30th. So keep an eye out. We will see these very soon on your place of purchase, which could be Amazon, it could be Funstock. It's up to you. Looks very nice. That's a really attractive box. I think that will be very attractive to new folks picking up Evercades for the first time. I think if they see this bundle, I think we will end up getting a lot more people on board in July time. Interestingly that we're getting these in July time. This looks like something you would probably want to keep back for Christmas, which definitely makes me think that something bigger is probably coming for Christmas time. So just wait and see. I'm pretty sure something bigger is going to happen. But anyway, this is quite a cool bundle. I really enjoyed it. I think I'm most likely going to get the EXP-R rather than the VS. I'm not really sure I want another VS, to be honest, but I guess I might still buy one, but I really, really don't need one. But anyway, that's the two bundles, and the Tomb Raider collection will be available separately as well, obviously, and it's the first new Giga cart that will sell for £20 to £49. Interesting. That's quite a reasonable, decent value. I think if you were buying the remastered versions, I'm pretty sure it was up to, was it £25-30 or something like that on Xbox. I was waiting for a sale before I was going to buy it, to be honest. But now that the Evercade versions are here, I'm going to buy those instead. Anyway, guys, we're also going to look at the FAQs that were released as part of the announcements yesterday. Okay, so Blaze have also dumped an FAQ list, I guess relating to the Tomb Raider carts, the new products that have been released. I think there was a lot of questions and bombardment of questions relating to the releases, because I think the video was a little bit vague. It didn't really go into a lot of detail. So let's see what the FAQs are here. Let's have a look at the details. So there's obviously been tons of announcements this week, so let's have a look. What changes are between the EXP and EXP-R externally? So we've got a new colour scheme and has changes to the texture on the rear. The mini HDMI port has been removed to make this a focused handheld experience. So if you relied on that mini HDMI port to play on the TV, for example, then obviously that's not going to happen anymore. Personally, I would only ever use that to record footage, and it never actually worked for me for some reason on the EXP, which is obviously what I utilised the VS for, is utilising that for recording footage and playing maybe on a TV or monitor, which sometimes it's preferable. It really depends what game you're playing sometimes, but I'm usually a handheld person with Evercade stuff. What changes are between the Evercade EXP and EXP-R internally? So this is probably the thing that's most important here, which you haven't been told. So we've got a new efficient chipset with the same top speed that runs cooler than the original EXP. So if you probably recall, the EXP, the original, hit up quite badly. It was very, very warm on the back, especially around the cartridge area. It was extremely hot, and it almost felt like there was going to be some kind of meltdown at some point. But the battery will be the same capacity, and in long-term use, we expect battery life. So at this point, it does seem that they're not entirely sure. Will we get a better battery life than 2 to 3 hours? Hopefully so, but it doesn't exactly fulfill you with a lot of confidence there, does it? There is no additional chip for HDMI inside, which helps with the power consumption. So we're assuming we might be able to get better battery life. Maybe it'll add an hour onto the actual life, which would be a massive improvement. Let's be honest, if it was an extra hour added on to the original EXP, then that would be something, because the original 2 hours sometimes was just pitiful for me, absolutely nightmarish. Anyway, so are there any games built in? No, there are no built-in games, but you will still get the secret games, the game of the month, and you'll be able to update them as before. Are any cartridges included with the EXP-R? Yes, the pack will include Tomb Raider Collection 1, but will it be made on a Solus pack? Obviously, if you don't want Tomb Raider Collection 1, can you buy it separately? That question's not been answered, I don't think. Why is this new model being made? So they're looking at obviously ways to bring new customers into the Evercade ecosystem, and they're obviously trying to make this a little bit cheaper. And obviously Tomb Raider is something that is very recognisable to pretty much everyone. Even if you've not played it, I'm pretty sure most folk will have recognised it, and it will probably bring a lot more users on board. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm pretty sure this will bring a lot more people on board when they see this is on Evercade products. So where's Capcom gone? We continue to work with Capcom, but in this instance we saw the benefit of delivering a better price point for the console rather than offer the built-in games as part of the package. So I guess that was ramping the price up far too high. But interestingly, they say there we continue to work with Capcom. Does that mean they've got something else coming down the line from Capcom? If it's Capcom, pretty sure it's still going to be built-in games. I don't really see games getting released in cartridge as yet. But what else could we see from Capcom? Hard to say. They've got tons and tons of games. Maybe that's something that we'll see back in November. Not entirely sure, but anyway, it's possible. Okay, so Evercade VS-R. Obviously, as I did mention yesterday, I'm not entirely sure why they would release a new VS. It didn't seem a lot of sense. So they're saying here the Evercade VS-R offers a fresh colour way just to obviously make it unified with the Evercade EXP-R. There are no other differences. That's a little bit strange to me. This is our focused model for those that want to play on the big screen. That is quite surprising. Obviously, it's just outwardly, but they have made some minor changes to the internal uses of the electronics. Other than that, it remains the same. So they're not getting into an awful lot of detail there. Obviously, if it was something majorly wrong with the other VS, I doubt they would actually say. So they've made some minor changes. Otherwise, if you're looking to get a new VS, I would probably just hang fire with the one you have. I don't think there's any point in upgrading. Otherwise, if you're brand new to Evercade, then this would be perfect for you. Are there any games built in? Just like the EXP, there's no built-in games. It's just going to be the unit itself with no games. Are any cartridges included? Yep, we're getting the Tomb Raider collection as well. Now, obviously, I would love to see these being released on their own as well, because I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot of people wanting to buy them both of the models, so hopefully one of them could have a soulless option as well. So they're obviously going on to the more detail about the bundle pack. It's pretty much the same as the EXP-R. So a little bit more here about the Giga carts, including Tomb Raider Collection 1. What is the difference between a standard cartridge and a Giga cartridge? These cartridges have a higher capacity of memory than standard carts, so pretty much self-explanatory, and that means that they're going to have to sell for more money, because obviously higher memory just basically means it's more expensive to produce, so they're going to have to sell it for a larger value. Are they compatible with all Evercade hardware? Yep, even the original handheld and even the Super Pockets. And as we said, they're obviously more capacity, they will cost a lot more. Tomb Raider Collection 1. Are the games in this collection the originals or the recent remasters? These games are the originals, as I probably suspected earlier on. Will these use tank controls? Yes, they are the original control schemes as they were released, except for the original handheld, which will have some combos to use shoulder buttons. These controls will be listed in the manual. So that means, obviously, we are using the D-pad. That's how the games were made originally. Obviously, ideally, you'd love to play these games on analog, but this is how we played them back in the day with the D-pad, so it won't be a major problem. Where are the analog controllers for Evercade? So most 32-bit games either didn't use analog controls or duplicated the D-pad controls with the analog sticks. All games will be perfectly playable with a D-pad on Evercade devices. However, there are plans for the Evercade VS and VS-R to support third-party controllers with analog controls in future updates. So if you really want to play games with an analog controller, have a look at some of the 8-bit Do controllers, because some of them are really decent and they work absolutely perfectly well with a lot of the games. So if you really want to do that, you still can with other third-party controllers. Okay guys, so that's our look at the latest announcement with Tomb Raider officially coming to Evercade and some FAQs. Thanks very much for watching. As always, please drop some comments and I'll try and answer as many as I can. Thanks for watching. Catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.